this whole talk about impeachment is coming from the president's own staff. Listen, it's all a scam started by Democrats at the White House.
That if we were to impeach the president tomorrow, you could probably get the votes in the House.
You have to establish the criteria that would qualify for proceedings against the president. And that's called impeachment. I don't have the legal background to know if that rises to high crimes and misdemeanors, but I think they're getting perilously close.
I will seek to thwart this action by any means necessary, said the congressman, including but not limited to eliminating funding for implementation, defunding the White House, and even filing articles of impeachment.
Why do you want to seek impeachment of this president?
Well, as I said in my statement, we want all tools.
Would you allow us to default on our debt?
All right, let's let him get on the elevator.
Nope.
Thank you.
That would be an impeachable offense by the president.
I think we're getting close to a high crime and misdemeanor that would harm this country.
Could be an impeachable offense. Congressman, tell us what you mean by that.
I was simply asked, is that within the realm of possibilities? And I would say yes. I'm not willing to take that off the table. But
I need to know what Congress and who is going to stop Obama from everything that he's doing against our Constitution. He needs to be stopped.
Articles of impeachment.
Yes.
You know, if I could write that bill and submit it,
do it.
It would. Yeah. Excuse me. It would be a dream come true.
Is this maybe the first step to issue articles of impeachment?
You know, it could go in that direction.
Grounds for action against the president, maybe even an impeachable offense. Is that what you're saying?
You know, I've stayed away from that word, although it does come to me out in the streets of America.
The next recourse is go to the courts, and if we find out that the courts do not grant standing for members of Congress, then the next recourse is, I think, as Mr. Rosencrantz said, the word that we don't like to say in this committee, and I'm not about to utter here in this particular hearing.
You know, I don't think you should be hesitant to speak the word in this room. A check on executive lawlessness is impeachment.
Congressman Steve King, who on something called Breitbart News Saturday said that if President Obama uses executive actions on immigration, like granting work permits or what he calls amnesty, impeachment hearings will be brought immediately before the House of Representatives.
We can have an impeachment hearing in the House, and in my mind, the president has committed impeachable offenses.
Would you support impeachment if presented for a vote?
Will you consider impeaching the president?
No, you know, this might be the first White House in history that's trying to start the narrative of impeaching their own president.
But impeachment is off the table.
Well, the White House wants to talk about impeachment, and ironically, they're going out and trying to fundraise off of that, too.
I'm asking you, sir.
Look, the White House will do anything they can to change the topic.
Either yes or no. Yes.
Would you vote to impeach?
I would. It seems. I mean, okay. He has many impeachable offenses.
I feel about winning. Okay. So first, I got to see whether or not that would work, and whether or not we can win. Because, you know, I'm with you on this, but...
One of the so-called controversial items is a bumper sticker that says, impeach Obama. I guess you're just going to have to buy your Hillary Clinton toilet paper online.
It says 39% of self-identified Republicans believe President Obama should be impeached. 63% believe he is a socialist.
Republicans, though, 57% of Republicans say they would like President Obama to be impeached.
Former Colorado Congressman Tom Tancredo is calling for President Obama to be impeached.
And I heard you on Fox News yesterday talking about a desire to see him potentially impeached.
Obama should be impeached. She believes the government should stop giving bailouts, and she wants to colonize Mars.
My next guest says that Congress should impeach Barack Obama for sending our military to fight in a civil war in Libya. Joining me now, Texas Congressman Ron Paul.
Basically took out this terrorist Anwar al-Awlaki. And you came out and said you believe it might have been an impeachable offense.
I think the impeachment process would be possible, but it requires the Senate.
See next, is the president breaching his constitutional duty? Is he usurping the authority of Congress? And can you name another president who was actually impeached over something similar?
Kane is calling for President Obama to possibly be impeached or at the very least investigate. For more on all of this, the man himself.
The president's appointment in the dark, now bringing the issue of impeachment, if you can believe it, to the light of day.
It all started with an Ohio congressman raising it with me on Fox Business.
Bill Clinton was impeached for lies and cover-ups. Where is the accountability in this administration?
Our friend, Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn, is so angry that at one point last week she called for the beginning of impeachment proceedings against the president. The Tennessee Republican joins us from Nashville. Hi, Congresswoman.
Says the effect of the president's actions over the years rises to the level of an impeachable offense.
There's now, a caveat to the Constitution. You can't impeach a president if he's our first black president.
Policy standpoint, whether or not to impeach the president, I had so many constituents say to me, Phil, Congressman, why don't y'all just impeach him?
Where is this going to lead as you see it?
I think the only constitutional response for Congress is impeachment.
It's been reported that Michelle Obama actually applauded during this. Should she be impeached?
Yes.